What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports, and this is your top 5 players Manchester United should sign this summer. And at number 5, it is the world-class Kalidou Koulibaly. And he's at number 5 not because of his ability, but because of the position that he plays in and the necessity for us to strengthen that position. Now, I think there's a necessity, yes. Is it greater than any other position? No, I wouldn't say so. We signed Maguire for 80 million last summer. Some people rate him, some people don't. He has improved our defence alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the returning Eric Bailly, Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof. We've got a solid base, and with a goalkeeper like David De Gea behind, and the best second choice goalkeeper behind him in Sergio Romero, and maybe the best third choice goalkeeper in the world in Dean Henderson on loan at Sheffield United. In defensive wise, we are pretty well stocked up. So for me, that's a signing that I would love to see, but it definitely ain't the priority. It ain't the main transfer target. He will be costing upwards of 80 million, definitely closer to the 100 million mark. At his age, do you want to be paying that? No resale value. Can that money be spent better elsewhere? But there's no doubt he would improve our side. If Eric Bailly can stay fit, then maybe we don't need another centre back. But that is a big if, because he hasn't been able to stay fit in his whole time there. Victor Lindelof, I don't think him beside Maguire is the best fit, because between them, they ain't very quick. Just between them, we definitely need someone quick beside Harry Maguire rather. Eric Bailly can do that, but I said his fitness issues. Kalidou Koulibaly would be a massive upgrade on that. So he's in at number 5 as a player we should sign in the summer transfer window. At number 4, I'm going with Moussa Dembele. Moussa Dembele from Lyon, the ex-Celtic, now current Lyon striker, who has now scored 20 goals in 2 consecutive seasons, including the current season, which is yet to finish. He's improving as a player. He's young, he's quick, he's exciting, and I think his type of football, his style of play, can definitely suit the fluid front line that Solskjaer's trying to create. He's got rid of Lukaku, the young fluid front line, the likes of Martial and Rashford, Mason Greenwood, the interchanging of positions. I think Moussa Dembele can definitely fit into that. I've spoken about the French league and whether we can completely transfer performances in one league, in that league specifically, into the Premier League. We can't, because the level of competition is not the same. The level of opposition, defensive, goalkeepers, etc. But I think he's got talent, he's got the ability. How much would he cost? Maybe around the 50 million mark. That might sound like a lot in this market. It's probably not that much, but I think he can definitely complement the strikers and the forwards we currently have. And as a young player, maybe he'd be willing to sit on the bench at times and be rotated, whereas maybe a more experienced player that's been touted, the likes of Harry Kane, wouldn't. They have to go straight into the starting lineup. So Moussa Dembele is in at number 4. At number 3, I think this is a position that is very, very important for us. Especially, it depends how Solskjaer wants to play going forward. I'm going with Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid, the defensive midfielder. We know he's playing in a very defensive side at the moment. He's not a pure anchor man, but he can play that shielding role in front of a back 4 very, very well. We saw him do it even at Anfield for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League this season, and numerous times over the last couple of years. He is a very, very good defensive midfielder, a mobile defensive midfielder, which I think is so important, because the options at the moment in the defensive role, you might say, are Scott McTominay, who for me is a box-to-box. He's not a sitting, a holding midfielder, a pivot, you might say. We've got Fred, who for me is not a pivot either. He would play very well beside a deep line playmaker, similar to how Kante and Pogba linked up in the World Cup in that 2. I think Fred could do that job brilliantly. But to have him as maybe a single pivot in a 3-man midfield, I wouldn't be for that at all. For me, the best person in that position for us at the moment is Nemanja Matic. But he's 32, 33 years old. His legs are waning. He ain't getting any better. As good as he is and good as he has been, he ain't getting any better. And I think Thomas Partey would be a big upgrade, a younger alternative, and for me, would go straight into the starting lineup to give them ability and the solidity in that defensive midfield position. We hear that he's got a release clause between 40 and 50 million. For me, that's a snip, an absolute bargain. Can we convince him? That's the question. So Thomas Partey at number 3. And at number 2, I'm going with Jack Grealish. He's been in the headlines recently for all the wrong reasons, but he's been in the headlines nonetheless. Has that turned Man United off him? I would say no. Man United have dealt with massive characters in the past. We know under the management of Sir Alex Ferguson, the likes of Eric Cantona, who was an enigma in and of himself. And Jack Grealish, no, he's not Cantona level. We've had the likes of Wayne Rooney, who's been in the papers for reasons other to do with football, and David Beckham. So Man United dealing with big characters has never been an issue in the past, and I would hope that as he grows and matures, he'll be able to keep the stories to on the field rather than off the field. His ability is there for everyone to see. One of the best players in the Premier League this season, playing for one of the worst sides in the Premier League this season in Aston Villa. He, for me, surely will be in the England side whenever international football resumes. I would have had him go into the Euros if the Euros was playing in 2020. I did a video on him versus Maddison, and for the price differential between what Leicester would charge and what Aston Villa can would accept, for me, is enough to say, yeah, Jack Grealish. Creative spark. He can play in the central midfield, also out wide. I think he can add so much flair and so much ingenuity and excitement to our midfield and dynamism that we have been lacking for so many years. And you know, we've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Paul Pogba. If he stays, of course, Jack Grealish adds to that, and I think he will improve us. So Jack Grealish in at number 2. And number 1, no surprise to anyone, it has to be Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho for Manchester United has to be our top target. 17 goals, 19 assists this season. I think about 12 goals, 19 assists last season. He's just getting better and better. And it's understandable why he's commanding 100 million plus fee. English, played in Manchester before for Manchester United, so that would be it wouldn't be strange to him coming back to England. And I think he's a marquee player. He would be one who would sell the shirts and perform on the pitch. A perfect Man United player. And a number 7 who we've been lacking. We don't even buy wingers really anymore. We had Beckham, we have Ronaldo, we have Valencia, and after that it's just a bunch of inside forwards. Everyone wants to cut in these days. Cut in and shoot, cut in and shoot. Who's going to beat the man? Who's going to get the crossing? Jadon Sancho does that. And he gets goals, he gets assists, he's quick, and he is one of the best, if not the best, young player in the world, in that position at least, if not across all positions. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, it's a deal we need to make happen, and I want to see it happen. So he's at number 1. That's my top 5.